Good morning, everyone. My name is Deshaun, and I will be your host for the Mind Muscle podcast. This is a very special episode, not only because it's the first episode on the channel, but I have the amazing Shyzz joining us today for an incredible episode, which I'm really excited about. Shyzz is a fitness enthusiast. She has gains all over, and she has come so far since the very beginning. So I'm very privileged to have her on the podcast, and a massive welcome to you, by the way, for this morning.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, my
Appreciate
pleasure.
that.
My pleasure. It's the least I can do. And tell me, how did your journey start? Like, take me all the way back to the beginning.
Well, when I was a kid, I was always really into sports. Like I was playing like basketball, soccer, whatever the school offered. But in high school, we barely started playing footy because it wasn't really a thing for girls. So I started in like year 11, and then I realized like, oh, I'm actually right at this. So I decided to join a club once I finished high school because after high school there was no like school sports to play anymore. So I
Hmm.
joined the club and I was pretty skinny at the time. So I could run heaps. I was fast, but I was getting tackled easy and I couldn't really tackle either. So I was like, oh, I'm not the tallest and I'm not like I don't weigh that much. So I decided I should start training. So I started training like at home. I was doing at home workouts for like a year because I was way too like anxious to go to a gym. I did not want to do
Hmm.
that. Um, but then one of my friends from high school, he kind of like invited me to the gym and I went with him one time and like instantly I was like, yeah, no, this is good. Like I want to keep going on this. But for a whole year, I literally like only went with him and or like other people that I knew that were already like haven't been going to the gym for years. So
Hmm.
it took me like at least 1 year before I started going by myself. Like I was so anxious about it, and I would like really wanted to learn the form and build confidence first. But then, yeah, I quickly once I started going by myself, I like gained more confidence, and I would literally watch YouTube videos in the gym while I was doing it to like
Hmm.
make sure my form was all good. And then like I just fell in love. Like once I started doing like proper working out and like eating a lot more I got like I saw some gains and I was like, nah, this is good. And I just didn't want to do footy anymore because I was like, I can't focus on like training properly if I'm doing like a sport where I have to train twice a week and then play a game. And then I
Hmm.
would be too sore if I train legs. So last year I got like injured and I couldn't really play footy anymore. And I was like,
Hmm.
well, I mean that sucks, but it's also like a blessing in disguise because now I can finally focus on training legs specifically because I had neglected that for a long time. But yeah, now I'm just very focused on my own training and like eating properly, and I ended up getting a coach. So he's kind of like telling me how to get my goals of improving my lower body because like I just didn't train it for like a long time. But yeah.
That sounds amazing. And first of all, thank you so much for sharing that. Your journey, personally, for myself, I find it very inspirational to see essentially what you started with and how far you have come in such a short period of time. It's really inspirational. And like every journey, there's a lot of ups and downs, and you just have to adapt. You have to think on your feet many, many times, and you just find that you're growing as a person every single day because you're disciplined, you know what your end goal is, you have a vision for yourself, most importantly. What would you say was the biggest challenge for you? Because you mentioned that you were a little bit nervous to go to the gym by yourself. Would you say that was your biggest challenge, or were there some other things that you were a little bit concerned about?
Yeah, to do with the gym, that was definitely one of my biggest challenges. Like I had
Hmm.
extreme like gym anxiety for a long time. Like even when I started going by myself, like sometimes I would have like panic attacks and stuff. Like I couldn't like handle the anxiety of like I don't know, just feeling like everyone was watching me or judging me or like I didn't know what I was doing. Like if I know what I'm doing, I'm confident, I'm fine. But because it was so new to me, I was like didn't know what I was doing, didn't know if I was going to hurt myself. Like I didn't want to get injured either. But yeah, eventually the gym anxiety got less and less, and I just got more confident. But yeah, that was definitely a big
Mm.
challenge for me.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I've talked to many people about that in the past. I think that was their number one challenge as well. And obviously the risk of injury, especially if you don't know the true form, you don't know what you're doing, is so much higher. And yeah, I was always worried about that as well when I was starting off. Um, I don't know. For me, I actually I locked in many, many times, so I realized that all of the people that were going there, they went there for their own reason to better themselves, to improve their health and well-being. And that kind of formed some sort of like a collaborative environment around me where I didn't feel too anxious. But at the back of my head, like I was worried that I was doing the exercises wrong and they would probably be judging me. So I definitely know where you're coming from with that. In terms of your sort of workout routine, how much has that changed since the very beginning?
At the beginning, I would literally, well, when I started training with other people, I'd pretty much just follow what they were doing. So I didn't have any kind of structure. I was just like, okay, well, they know what they're doing. I'll just copy them. Because I didn't
Hmm.
really have, my only goal at the start was to just put on size, like muscle. That's it. So I thought, okay, whatever I do, it's gonna work. Like it's gonna put on size. But I didn't have a specific goal. But over the years, like my goals have kind of they've shifted, they've changed. I during when I got more serious with footy, because like our club went up to like Div 1, so it was more
Oh,
serious. I definitely focused a lot more on just my upper body and getting that like as big as possible. So
mm,
then it only took till last summer when I got like leaner that I realized my lower body was lacking. So yeah, at the moment, the goal is definitely training legs a lot during the
yeah.
week. And then I've only got like one upper body session at the moment. So it's very different to what I started out doing. But it's also good that I am actually working towards the goals that I've always thought of, but never like
Hmm.
wanted to put into practice because I'm like, oh, no, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. But now I have no excuse because I'm not playing footy anymore. So yeah, I got to train the legs and like get them up to like the standard that I want, and then even I want to go
Mm,
beyond that. Like I want to be like better than average in a way.
of course. That sounds incredible. And I mean, when you and I talked about it just a couple of days ago, when you mentioned that you're doing 4 lower body days, I thought to myself, like, how is that possible? What sort of exercises are you doing? Is it like the same exercises over and over, or different sort of like targeted muscle groups?
Well, I've got two glute focus days, so they're
Hmm.
pretty much the same with like a couple exercises that are a bit different. Like
Awesome.
literally one that's different, and but they it all kind of hits the glutes different, like because the glutes is made up of like three main muscles, so
Yeah.
it like hits all angles. But with the other lower body days, there's a lot more diverse exercises, so I don't get too bored mentally with them. But
Got you.
yeah, no, before, because I only just started my like build, so like
Hmm.
I the split changed, but before that, a lot of the leg exercises were the same because I needed to build like a foundation basically, but while in a deficit. So it wasn't like I was really like building to the best I could because I was in a deficit. So I was kind of
Yeah.
just doing like a lot of the same exercises, but now it's changed, so it's okay. Like mentally, I'm like, okay, it's not so boring, but still in the end I know like it's going to help me get to my goals, so I just do it anyway. Like
Exactly.
full of days sounds like crazy, but like it is split up to the point where I'm not so sore that I can't do the next one.
100%. And I mean, just seeing the results is enough for you to fuel your motivation and your confidence
Yeah.
even further. Like that's basically the number one goal for a lot of people. But do you have any other goals for the future? Is there anywhere that you want to see yourself in the next 5 years, for example?
Gym wise, I kind of I don't really think too long term. I just think
Hmm.
what I want in the next like year or couple years. and that is still to build the lower body because
Yeah.
yes, it needs a lot of catch up, and it's probably going to take like a couple years for it to like look how I want.
Hmm.
Um, but long term, I do want to stay lifting, stay fit, stay healthy, and not become somebody who's old and can't really move and can't really like
Yeah,
do things and can't, play with their kids or grandkids and stuff like that. Like long term, I definitely want to be still fit and healthy and feel good and like I can move around.
exactly.
Um, but yeah,
Mm.
that's the gym goals at the moment. I don't really plan on competing because a lot of people
Hmm.
do ask me about that, and it's not something that I want to do. Like, I'm very shy. Like, I don't want to be up on a stage. I don't want to be wearing high heels. I'm not that kind of girl. Like, I'm very like a tomboy. So I don't
Yeah,
want to have to
good.
spend money on like a bikini that could cost thousands of dollars and like heels the same.
Yes.
And then get like hair and makeup done. That's fun sometimes, but like
Hmm.
it's not something that I really plan on doing. Like I do like the look of and also the mindset of getting that lean and that like
Hmm.
I don't know dedicated to something, but to actually compete is not really something that I want to do.
I understand. And I definitely respect your perspective when it comes to that because a lot of people kind of get excited leading up to those sort of competitions, but then I don't know, like it's very restrictive. That's what I've found. Especially like when I've watched YouTube videos or even documentaries about people that have competed. You restrict yourself so much and you put your body through all kinds of pain, which is not really like normal, if that makes sense. In the
Yeah.
gym, yes, it is because you have to train with intensity to see those results, and with nutrition as well, that's very important. But yeah, for me, it was also just something that I like sometimes enjoy watching, but I could never see myself going that far, if that makes sense, because your like my priorities are somewhere else, your priorities are somewhere else as well, and you know what's best for yourself. You know where you're happy, where you feel comfortable, and that's the most important part, you know. In terms of the gym, I think we touched upon this when we talked a couple of days ago, but are you sort of looking towards personal training? Do you see yourself going down that path to be your own trainer?
I actually no, I did start studying to be a personal trainer a few years ago, but I kind of realized I didn't finish the certificate because like a lot of stuff was going on at the time, but
Hmm.
I also realized I don't think it is something that I want to do because like myself, like I'm very driven, I'm very passionate about the gym. Like I can see that other people can see that, but a lot of clients, like I've seen other people get trained in the gym, a lot of clients are kind of not as passionate or driven and they kind of want to whinge. And it's not really
Mm.
something that I would want. Like a lot of people can handle that, but for me, I kind of take on other people's moods. So if
Yeah.
somebody else is being like not being bothered to do something or being a bit down, like it kind of like I kind of take that in and
Hmm.
my mood changes myself. So it's not like, oh, clients are just like annoying and whatever. It's more like I don't think I'll be able to handle it. Like I don't think I
Yeah.
could be the motivator if somebody's not already motivated. But I think if I can motivate somebody by them just like watching me, like my TikToks or something, or just seeing me in the
Yes.
gym and that motivates them, like from afar, that's
Mm.
fine. Like that's good. If you really have to like try and motivate one, I don't think that's for me. Like I don't have that kind of energy, like that extra energy because I put a lot of energy into like motivating. Yeah.
Mm. No, that's such a good point that you raised, and I completely agree with you. And when it comes to taking on the mood of other people, I think that's like a very good point to mention because it shows that you care about the people around you. You're also considerate of the way that they feel, their emotions. And you know, that's a form of emotional intelligence in my opinion. So it's something that should definitely be preserved, but I can see where you're coming from, especially if you have clients that aren't willing to cooperate, that aren't willing to be professional even. There's all kinds of people out there. So Yeah, personal training in itself, unless you have like a very good clientele, a loyal customer base where you know that the people are going to be coming back with a positive mindset, they're all about growth and improvement, then yeah, it's very difficult. Especially if you were to go into like online personal training, even where it feels like very isolated and you don't have that sort of connection with your clients even. So it's one of those industries that will obviously continue to develop, but I'm not quite sure what the future kind of looks like, especially if you don't have motivation inside of you or like as like for example a gym goer, like if you don't have that mentality, then you won't really get anywhere because you're just stuck in the one spot. Um, what would you say are like your top three tips for like a beginner that's starting off?
I'd say, well, one would be to think about what your goal is. Like, even if it's like a broad goal, have a goal, because if you don't have a goal, like you're not gonna know why you're doing something, and then you're just gonna stop anyway.
Hmm.
Um, I'd also say if you have the gym anxiety, try and find somebody to go with. Like, even if they don't know what they're doing either, it's better to have somebody with you, like that you trust and like can have some fun with as well. Um, or maybe work out at home if you can, if that's possible for you, so that you can like, watch
Mm,
yourself in your own mirror, see your own form, see if you like feel it properly. Um,
that's
or
awesome.
even like hire a personal trainer if you want to like really know what you're doing, and it will definitely give you confidence.
Hmm.
Um, and I'd say don't be too full on like at the start. Like don't think, oh, I'm gonna work out 6 times a week. I'm gonna do an hour of cardio a day and 20,000 steps and like eat 1,000 calories a day. Like
Yeah.
that is way too like full on too quickly, and you will burn out physically and mentally, and you'll stop. Like you'll hate it. Like you will not love what
True.
you're doing. So I'd say like ease into it. Like for a month, just say, okay, I'm just going to train. Like, that's it. That's
Hmm.
my tick off for the day. And then once you like get used to that, you can, add in, okay, I want to work on my nutrition now too, now that I'm more comfortable in the gym. And then, so on and so forth until you've got all the things that you want to be doing and you like slowly build it up. Like you didn't do it all at once because, yeah, that will lead to burnout real quick.
Mm. I completely agree with you, and I really appreciate you sharing that. Because like any journey, you really have to pace yourself and see what you're comfortable, see what you're happy with. Because like you mentioned, it can get overwhelming because there's so much information thrown at you all at once. It's a new experience for you where like you've never tried any of these exercises before, new environment, new people around you. So it can definitely become a bit of a shock. And especially if you just go all out in the first few weeks or the first month, then yeah, you tend to lose motivation after that because you think that that's the way that you're supposed to be training like 24/7. You should ease into it, especially as a beginner, because you're not used to that sort of like pain, that intensity. It's a completely new feeling for you. Um, how important was nutrition in your journey? Did you have any challenges with that, or did you have a meal plan to begin with and then you just stuck with it?
Well, actually, when I first started, I made the mistake of being way too restrictive, like at the start. Like I was eating like probably under 1,000 calories and I was
Hmm.
like starving. So like I had no energy. Like I couldn't train properly, obviously, like when you're eating nothing, basically. Um, and then after that, I realized, no, I actually love food. Like I love eating. So I decided to like go on a bulk. It was like a dirty bulk. So like
Yeah.
I was living at home at the time, so like I was eating as much of as food as I could. Like I didn't have to pay for it, so I was eating whatever my
Hmm.
parents had in the house. And I did that for like a few years, and it definitely helped me build muscle. Like I gained a lot of muscle in that time, but I also put on a lot of fat too. So like I
Mm.
think if I would have done things differently, I would have actually figured out how to track calories, but not just that, but like the macros too, like knowing how much protein and fat and carbs I'm eating and like making sure like I'm not doing like eating way too much. But
Hmm.
I don't regret it. I would say it definitely helped me learn a lot. Especially now that I have a coach. He gives me the calories and macros that I need, and like it has worked like nothing else. Like I look the best that I've ever looked and feel pretty good too. Like my energy is not like rock bottom like how I did when I was restricting myself. So
Yeah.
I'd say nutrition has been very important. It's more like not eating just because my mouth is bored or because there's nothing else to do in
Mm,
the day. It's more like eating because I know that I have to fuel my body, I have to fuel the workouts, and I also have to, eat enough protein so that my muscles will, grow.
of
But
course.
yeah.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, and I'm really happy that you mentioned that as well because I think it really ties into the journey just with like the workout routine and easing your way into it. For example, like I also restricted myself because I didn't even know how important nutrition was when I first started. And I still have a quick metabolism to this day, but back then, for example, I wasn't even focusing on it at all. It was the least of my worries. And I just, yeah, stayed the same. I know I was telling you about this a couple of days ago. I didn't see any improvements. Maybe like a little bit, but I wasn't happy at all with that. And it's only after maybe a year and a half to 2 years that I started focusing a lot more on that. And you see results very, very quick. So I'm really happy that you mentioned that. It's very important to sort of ease your way in, see what makes you happy, see what your comfort zone is like, but also being prepared to get out of that comfort zone, and pushing yourself even further. Because yeah, that's very important for overall growth and happiness as well. Um, who would you give a shout out to when it comes to your journey? Is there anyone that impacted you? And you can say yourself as well, because this is your journey. You've personalized it the way that you wanted to. But yeah, is there anything that kind of stood out or anybody that you'd give a shout out to on your journey, and beyond?
I'd say probably my sister-in-law. She took me to the gym like quite a few times when I was starting out, and she had already been going. Like she's obviously older than me, so
Hmm.
like she knew what she was doing, and she like gave me good advice of, when I had it gym anxiety, like nobody cares what you look like because everybody's busy like just looking at themselves anyway. So that like stuck with me. Like that really helped me think like actually yeah, because when I go to the gym, I'm only looking at myself. Like I only care what I look
Yeah.
like how my form is. So like once that I heard that, it kind of really helped me like go to the gym by myself and like only
Hmm.
worry about myself, not care what other people think. And yeah, she definitely helped me at the start of my journey. Like I don't know if where I'd be if I didn't like train with her or hear her advice. But yeah,
It's
I would say
amazing.
her.
And it's so beautiful to see how, just one person can have a huge impact on your life and your mentality. Like you've never looked back since day one. You've continued to progress and work on yourself day in and day out. And you know the sacrifices that you've made, you know the ups and downs that you've been through. And that's just going to continue motivating you and persevering you throughout the future as well. So do you still train with her or do you guys sort of like sometimes work out together?
Nah, she's living in a different state, so no, we don't train. We
Oh
haven't
yeah.
trained together in like a couple years now. But sometimes when
Hmm.
she comes, we have a little sesh. But yeah, nah,
Yeah,
not anymore.
that's awesome. That's awesome. I just want to thank you for your time once again, Shiz, and it's been a pleasure getting to know you. Like these past couple of days, even through this podcast episode itself. I think you radiate such positive energy and determination as well. Um, from what I can see, you have a consistent mindset, but you're also always willing to grow. You're always willing to find room for improvement. And I just want you to continue being yourself above all. I've seen how quickly like your TikTok page has exploded, over the past couple of weeks. And yeah, the content that you're making is absolutely incredible, and I'll link that down below in the description so everyone can check that out. But yeah, I'm sending you my best wishes, and I hope to catch up with you soon, in the future to see how much has changed, since last time that we talked. But yeah, before we wrap this up, do you have any other goals for yourself? It doesn't have to be gym related. It can be anything to do with your hobbies, anything to do with your sort of like lifestyle, is there anything else that you're kind of going to be focusing on, like aside from the gym, if that makes sense?
I'd say I'd be focusing on social media and continuing to grow that and hopefully get some sponsorships, maybe a little Gymshark sponsorship. That's
That would
definitely
be
like a
amazing.
goal in my mind. Like eventually, like that is something that I really want. So I
Hmm.
think I will work towards that and see how we go.
That sounds amazing. And I'm gonna tag them a million times in the description. So if you see like a very big text box, it's my fault, I promise. Are there any other brands that you're willing to work with, or is Gymshark your number one sort of like focus point?
That is like the ultimate goal, but like
Hmm.
honestly, any kind of brand that is like the same vibe, like very into the health and fitness lifestyle and like being encouraging and positive, that kind of brand is definitely
Awesome.
something that I would want to be partnered with, yeah.
That sounds perfect. Yeah, and I think the future is looking very bright for you because you've come so far in such a short period of time. So, I mean, even in the next few months, anything can happen. The most unexpected things can be full of happiness, full of excitement, and I'm sending you my best wishes as well for the future, for any plans that you may have. And for all of our viewers at home, I hope you guys found this insightful and also inspirational to start your own journey, personalize it however you'd like, ease yourself into it, just like Shyzz was mentioning, and always know that you have people around you that will support your journey. Obviously there are good and bad people everywhere, but as long as you're focusing on yourself first and foremost, you can make anything happen. So I will link Shizz's TikTok down below, so please be sure to check that out. Her content is absolutely incredible and very engaging, in my opinion. So yeah, and Shiz, for yourself, once again, thank you for your time. And I really appreciate your energy, your knowledge, and also your passion for what you do. So I'm really thankful for that.
Thank you for having me on. Like I do, really actually can't wait to see how your podcast goes and to watch your next episodes too once you get it out there. But no, thank you a lot. I actually enjoyed this. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. And I hope to check in with you maybe in the next few months. Like I said, just to see how much has changed, to see what you're focusing on now. Hopefully by then it might not be 4 lower body days. It's going to be a little bit less, so you're not too much in pain. But you've got this. Yeah, I have full belief in you. And yeah, I really appreciate your time once again.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Shiz. Have a good afternoon.
You too. See ya.
See ya. Bye bye.